Hey everybody, my name is John from Rad Relics, and we have been selling on eBay for a very long time, since 1997, and I have been full-time since 2017.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation.
I love making these what sold videos so that you can use the items that I have sold on eBay to kind of get an idea of what you can be looking for while you're out thrifting, going to auctions, yard sales, any place that you can find merchandise to flip and resell on eBay. We are doing pretty good. In the past 7 days, we have sold $3,400 worth of stuff. We're at about $12,000, $12,400 in the past 31 days, and sending at around $30,000 for the past 90 days on eBay. We're going to jump right in. I'm going to show you the first item that we actually sold here is a set of these Dogman books. I had them listed for a while. My theory of eBay is I list a bunch of merchandise. I let it set till the right buyer comes along. I set my price. I make sure that the price is appropriate and that I don't overprice my stuff. When the right person comes along, they will pull the trigger. I do entertain offers from time to time, but typically I just list it and forget it. I know you're not supposed to do that, but as you can tell, it works for me. But we sold these Dogman books. They sold for $60 plus $14.97 shipping and handling through media mail. That's pretty expensive. That could have been why they might have set a little bit longer than what I would like. The next item that we have here is a pair of these Dan Post Cowboy boots. I bought these at auction. They sold for $80 plus $8.82 shipping. Cowboy boots sell pretty good. You want to be careful. Make sure that you get like decent sizes like 9, 10, 11. They sell pretty good. These were in fantastic shape, as you can see from the photos. They are beautiful boots, and they were in excellent condition. And for me to put excellent, typically I put everything as good because I love to under-promise and over-deliver, something that you should do yourself. The next item that we have here is a set of these chickens. They were like Japanese fighting chickens or something like that. I bought these at auction. It's not typically my wheelhouse, but I bought them for something like $2 and I sold them for $30. Charged $7.36 shipping. They are nice, but the thing that you got to remember is that when you do ship glass, you got to use a little bit more material to package them because you want them to get there in good shape. The next item that we have here is this really cool vintage Battlestar Galactica poster. This is from like 1976. I can't remember exactly. Does it say in the description? It probably doesn't. The description's that's a piss poor description. That's before I started using AI to describe everything. But anyways, this, as you can tell, that it was all folded up. I like these. It had hung on someone's wall. There was a little bit of damage to it. I think I took an offer of like $40 on it, and that was because it had sat around for a while. And it was one of those items that after I have my items sitting around for a while, I will add best offer to them. After they've been listed for maybe 4 or 5 months, then people can start sending me offers. But before that, I really don't entertain it because I think it takes, like any good stew, it has to set and simmer for a while before the right buyer comes along. But we sold it for $30 plus $9.68 shipping. The next item that we have here was a consignment item. I sold this Superman. I didn't get $400 for it. I believe I sent a 20% off offer. The person that I consigned it for asked me to be a little bit more aggressive so that we could get it sold. Whenever I sell a consignment item, I do not just pay out the money as soon as the item is delivered. This item was delivered on the 15th. It is now the 18th. I'm going to give them another week or two to make sure that it's something that they really want. I'm sure they've already looked at it, but you just never know. And the only thing worse than getting a return is getting a return on consignment, because I would have to pay him back. I'd have to pay back the money that I've already paid to the customer. And who knows? What if I don't get the item back? What if they send me a different item back? There's a lot of downside to doing consignment items, and you have to find people that allow you to consign and that are willing to wait that extra 30 days to get the money. The next item that we have here is a Southwestern Bell hat, St. Louis division. I didn't sell it for much. Probably sold it for $5-6 plus $4 shipping. I bought a bunch of hats at a yard sale, and by a bunch, I bought thousands and thousands and thousands. One of the largest cap manufacturers in the United States is Cap America, and it is in my hometown. So there are a lot of caps to be found around these parts. I wouldn't suggest selling caps for $5. They just isn't a lot of profit after shipping. In fact, I don't like listing anything that's really under. I list everything. Try to list it unless it's something easy at around $12 or $13 is my minimum threshold. We have some Fleetwood Mac. I absolutely love Stevie Nicks. I'm kind of partial to redhead. For those of you that watch the channel, you know my wife has red hair. And yeah, so anyways, I sold these 3 cassette tapes for $11.95 and $4.47 media mail out the door. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to show you guys was my feedback. I have 262 feedback for the month, and I really do like the automated feedback. Now eBay is leaving, after 30 days that the item has been delivered, they will now leave you an automatic feedback. If we show the automatic feedback, it just says order delivered on time with no issues, order delivered on time with no issues, and that's pretty much what it says, but it really does help pump up those feedback scores. As you can tell, sometimes I'm a little bit of a bad boy. For some reason, I have 5 negative feedbacks and 6 neutral, but that 5 negative feedbacks, 3 of them is from the same seller, buyer, and they left me negative feedback because I sent them inadequate postcards. They were exactly as photoed, and the lady left me 2 negative feedback, and I messaged her and said, you know what, hey, why don't you just go on and leave me that 3rd negative feedback, because we both know that it's coming, and I think that you should just go on and do that, because I know it'll make you feel better. And she did. So sometimes I shouldn't say stuff like that. I should be careful, because you never know who's watching, and when it really sucked to lose your eBay account over being a jerk like I can be sometimes. But anyways, it really does help pump up your numbers. It helps protect your feedback score. I'm at 99.7%, and that wouldn't be that high if you didn't count in the automatic feedback that eBay leaves. The next item that we have here is a brass tone bathtub soap holder. I don't know. I bought it at an auction. I thought it was neat. I sold it for $50. The shipping on it was $8.45. I mean, is this something I'd like to know? Is this something that you guys would pick up at an auction? If you were out yard selling, is that something you would buy? Or is it something that you would pass on by? Because I almost passed on by, but I'm glad I didn't, because it's $50. That's me and Francis. I can take her out to eat, and boy, does that woman like to eat. The next item that we have here is a pet milk can opener. Don't know how it works. There's a couple little sharp items. I guess it punctures down into the lid, and you just take the cork off. I don't know, but I sold it for $12 and $4.50 shipping and handling. The next item that we have here is a Mighty Missouri Pig Fest. Kind of a cool hat. Sold it for $8.90. If you want to buy one, here's your opportunity. Go buy one now, because I've got one left. We have a Carhartt duck canvas chore jacket. This is pretty dirty. It's pretty worn, but the more worn and the more ugly these things are, the better they sell. This one sold for $50, and it sold for $50 within the first like 20 or 30 minutes that I had it listed. It sold really quick. So it was probably a rare item, and it probably sold way too cheap. I don't know. I could have maybe doubled my money on it. Could have got 100 out of it. But if you're out and about at yard sales or at the thrift store and you find these old nasty Carhartt jackets, it don't matter how nasty they are, how dirty they are, people will definitely be interested in them. I sold a couple of these Coca-Cola keychains. They sold for $21.79. Typically, Coke stuff doesn't sell that well. In fact, I went to an auction. If you follow my channel, I've put some shorts out where they sold some Star Wars figures and some Voltron stuff. And they had a ton of Coke stuff there, and I'm really thinking that I might have missed the boat. These were listed for a while, though. But they were selling this stuff cheap, and these sold for $21.79 and $5.95 shipping. I probably should have picked up the stuff at the auction, but I'm trying to be a better buyer. I don't want to have a bunch of stuff. I want to have quality stuff. In fact, I'm trying to stick around 3,000 eBay listings. I honestly think that you could be one hell of an eBay seller. If you had 1,000 good items, I think you could do $10,000 a month on eBay easy, and nothing crazy. No selling like $3,000-$4,000 items. I'm just talking like good $50, $75, $100 items. I really think that you could stay pretty busy on eBay. I have a Mickey Mouse shirt here. It's really nice. Anything Mickey Disney. These sweaters are really hot right now. We're going into sweaters are hot. We're going into the winter months. I think that you should be getting this stuff listed. I had this listed for $20. I think I took a best offer on it for $15, and there were a couple of spots on it, a couple little grease spots. I'm a fatty, so I can speak to this, but when you buy fatty people clothes like 2X styles, you really got to look close at the front, because we are messy eaters and we get little stains on the front of our shirts. And if you think I'm lying, any clothing seller will tell you the same thing. They'll say, go check out the 2X shirts, and you'll see that old Johnny Boy here isn't lying. The next item that we have here is a really nice silver jacket. I love silver jeans, silver jackets. They always sell pretty good. Sometimes they got a set for a little bit, but this one sold for $22.95, $6.37 shipping. I have a really good thrift store. They sell a lot of this stuff at $3 to $5 a piece for the good high name brand stuff, and a lot of the people locally, they just won't pay that. But old Johnny will go in and scarf up this stuff all day long. I love it. Love it. What a good fade on the front of that jacket. And I hope the person gets it and it fits, because I'm tired of getting clothing returns because people can't read measurements. We have a Dale Earnhardt throw. I love these throws. If you're at the thrift store, go check out the blankets. Sometimes you can find some good stuff. This one had been listed for a while, so I sold it for $20. It was $7.36 shipping. I think there might have been a snag in it, but for the most part, it's a good decor item for like a man cave, downstairs couch. If you like racing, you like Dale Earnhardt, do it for Dale. The next item that we have here is a coffee cup, or like a little percolator, campground coffee pot. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but it sold for $13.95, $5.68 shipping. And one of the things that I've started doing, and it's really helped myself, is I've started sharing my shipping discount. You can go in. I don't know how to do it. I'm not a technical eBay advisor here, but you can Google it. You can figure out how to go in and you can share your shipping discount. And it has, like, yeah, I'm not making that extra couple bucks on the shipping, but I'm selling way more stuff. And it's volume at a higher price. I'm just not making the extra $2 or $3, $5 sometimes on shipping. So I would suggest that you go in, turn it on for a week, see if it improves your sales, because your shipping is lower. And I really think the customer is sensitive to that. I think they watch and they see if you're charging them $12 for shipping and I'm charging them $8. And even if my price is a buck or two higher, they're going to come to old Johnny and they're going to buy. I mean, just think about it. It makes sense. I bought this at the thrift store. It's still got the $5 price tag on it. This is a Steelbook Blu-ray. Steelbook means the case is steel. It's made out of tin. It's not steel, but it's metal. This was brand new. Even had the $22.48 price tag on it. I sold it for $54.95. I paid $5 for it. Not afraid. $5 is the new dollar. If you're not willing to spend $5 on an item to sell on eBay, what are you doing? You should probably be selling something else. Maybe you should go sell bananas on the side of the road. I don't know. I'm being facetious, but we sold it for $54.95 and $4.47 media mail. The next item that we have here is a ball glove. This thing was rotten. It was filthy, and if it wasn't in filthy shape, this would have been a $50 or $60 glove. But I listed it for $22 and $7.10 shipping. Ground advantage. It sold within 2 or 3 hours. So I probably listed it a little bit too cheap. But be honest, if you could list $1,000 a day, and say the merchandise realistically was worth $1,400, and you listed everything for $1,000, and every bit of that stuff sold within, 12 hours of you listing it. Would you not do that? Wouldn't it make sense to list stuff a little bit cheaper to sell it, especially if you're getting, I got my kitty down here, my big old fat kitty cat. I don't know if I can get him up here. Oh my gosh, he's huge. Look how big this boy is. But if you can sell it all, if you could sell that stuff, like I've got over $100,000 listed. If somebody came to me and said, Johnny, what are you doing, you big fat cat? You hear him purr? Johnny, if I give you $75,000 for everything that you have listed, would you take it? You know what I would say? It's sold. Gone. You went down, don't you, bud? There you go. It'd be gone. It'd be sold. There's no way. That makes, so sometimes taking a little bit less for an item, it's well worth it. But the next item that we have here is this Nylint truck. It's in pretty good shape. I bought it. I don't know where I got this from. I think I got it from a yard sale or an auction. I didn't get it from an auction because it wouldn't have sold cheap. At the auction, these trucks are made out of gold. And there's a few old men that go there. They just take them home. I don't know how many trucks these old guys got, but they got a bunch. But this one sold for $29.95. Now I've got cat dander everywhere. And $7.36 shipping and handling. We've got animals falling out of our backsides. I don't know where we have two golden retrievers. They should be around here somewhere. Cooper and Oakley, but they're dorks. And if I get them going, it'll be over. I'll have to end the video because they won't leave me alone. The next item that we have here, and the final item that I have here, is a Scream 3 VCR tape. I sold it for $11.99. Media mail, and these are my passion. I love horror movies. I love VCR tapes, and I just sell them to help other people out. I'm not making any money on that. That cost me $5 to ship after fees and everything. I paid probably 10 cents for it, but after fees and stuff, I probably had $6 in it, and I make it a little bit of something, but really it's just the passion. It's the passion that I have for horror movies. And be on the lookout, because there are some horror movies out there that are really good, and there's like House of a Thousand Corpses, and there's the sequel to that movie, The Devil's Rejects. If you find those, like those are from the 90s, late 90s or early 2000s, and they are worth like $50-$60 a piece. If you find them sealed, they're hundreds. I've said enough. You guys have a good night. Go down, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about these style of videos. I appreciate you very much. You guys have a good evening, and God bless.